G'day everyone, welcome back to my weekly tipping video. As always, this preview is brought to you by PlayUp. If you are thinking of having a punt on the NRL this round, make sure it's through PlayUp, guys. But as always, please gamble responsibly. G'day guys, Clarkey here. Welcome to my round 7 NRL tipping video. As always, this will be a short preview and my tips for the upcoming round. I am a little bit sick at the moment, so I'm going to try to keep this one possibly a little bit shorter than usual, just purely because my voice is pretty sore at the moment. So we kick off round 7 Thursday night at Bluebet Stadium. The Penrith Panthers take on the Newcastle Knights. In this one, I've got the Penrith Panthers. They're $1.12 favourites. The Knights are coming off a win against the Sharks, and the Panthers are coming off, probably the tightest game they've had in a while, and I just think that could be a little wake-up call for the Panthers to come out with a little bit more urgency than what we saw against the Broncos and play a little bit tougher football. So I've got the Panthers winning there. Friday, 6 p.m, the Gold Coast Titans take on the Rabbitohs at Cbus Super Stadium. I'm going to go ahead and tip with my heart mostly. I am going to tip the Titans, guys. I do think they're capable of an upset against the Bunnies. Obviously, I'm not super confident, but just with Latrell Mitchell missing, he's so integral to the Bunnies' attack, and he plays like a second 5'8", and so I think without him there, they may lose an element of their attack. They're also missing a veteran winger in Josh Mansour, but all in all, they are still a very, very strong side. The Titans, fun fact, have won 4 in a row at home. If they win this at home, this will be the first time in club history they've ever won 5 games in a row at home. And so I'm going to back them to do that. So I've got the Titans. Later that Friday night, guys, we've got the Parramatta Eels taking on the Broncos in Darwin. Obviously, the Darwin conditions makes it a little bit difficult to tip just because it is completely different weather up there. So we'll go strictly to football at the moment. The Eels just took out the Raiders. And the Broncos, whilst they were brave against the Panthers and put up a good fight, I certainly think the Eels will be good enough to take care of them up in Darwin. So I'm going with the Eels there. Saturday, 5:30, guys. We have the Sharks coming up against the Bulldogs. It's a Sharkies home game. I just like what I've seen out of the Sharkies a little bit more. The Bulldogs don't have a win this year. If they were going to get a win, I felt like it would have been against the Cowboys, but they did struggle in that contest. Realistically, there was a lot of opportunities for them in that game to actually beat the Cowboys, and they weren't able to do so. So I'm looking at the Sharks there, guys, and I like the Sharkies. 7:35, we've got the Cowboys taking on the Canberra Raiders at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. The Cowboys are riding a 2-game win streak, but that won't be enough for them to get over the Raiders. The Raiders earlier in this year leaked a lot of points in defense, and then they come up against the Titans, and they restricted the Titans to just 1 try, I believe it was. So now that they've leaked 30 points back-to-back against the Panthers and Eels, which are 2 teams I rate much higher than the Cowboys, I think they're going to go into a position where they really correct what they need to, and I can see the Raiders making the correct changes there and defeating the Cowboys, so I got the Raiders in that one. On ANZAC Day, guys, we've got the West Tigers taking on the Manly Sea Eagles at Bankwest Stadium. I'm going to go with the Manly Sea Eagles. It's just hard not to tip them after what we saw last round. They were actually outsiders against the Titans, and they ended up beating them 36-0. So I love what I saw there from the Sea Eagles. And I think that's enough to get them over the Tigers. The Tigers were pretty good last week. Then at 4 p.m, guys, we've got the traditional ANZAC Day matchup with the Roosters and the Dragons at the Sydney Cricket Ground. I'm really on the fence about this one. I'm not too sure how I'm going to tip it. I'm probably going to tip the Dragons, actually, for an upset. I think the Dragons are definitely capable of an upset here. I know the Roosters are the favourites, and don't get me wrong, they definitely deserve to be the favourites, but just coming off a game against the Eels where they weren't as impressive as they would have liked, only scoring a try, and it's Sam Verrill's first game back from an ACL tear, so there's a few reasons there, but I'm going to leave with the Dragons. Also very handy for the Dragons that Ben Hunt has been named in the 21, and he said himself he's a 50-50 chance of returning, so I got the Dragons there. And then to close out the round, guys, for ANZAC Day, we've got the Melbourne Storm taking on the New Zealand Warriors. I'm going with the Storm here, guys. At Amy Park, the Storm will be too good for the Warriors. Storm are coming off a big win against the Roosters, and I do rate the Roosters much more higher than I do rate the Warriors. So, although the Warriors looked good last week in Roger Tuivasa-Sheck's 200th, I don't think that will be enough. I've got the Storm there. So to recap my round, guys, I am tipping the Panthers, Titans, Eels, Sharks, Raiders, Sea Eagles to beat the Tigers, apologies. The Dragons to beat the Roosters, and the Storm to beat the Warriors, guys. That wraps up my Round 7 NRL tipping video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry this one was a little bit shorter. My voice is just super sore, guys, but I will see you next week for another tipping video. Until then, guys, take it easy, and thank you for watching.